So this is a speed paint that was meant to be a comeback video for the Sonic game that came out back in 2022. Let's just say a lot of things went wrong, so I'm still going to release this video and I hope you guys enjoy it. There will be at some point coming soon a part 2 of a comeback video within the Sonic theme. And yeah, so I'll explain what had happened a bit later, because there was a lot of technical difficulties that happened where I lost a lot of work. And yeah, so it's coming out a year later, but that's all good. That's fine. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Big thanks to family and friends who were actually there to like help me like kind of, you know, get back into it and not be too harsh on myself. So yeah, this is a comeback video. It is Sonic themed. My favorite character is Shadow, and I just made a random OC. There's no backstory to this character or a name, so feel free to give it one or whatever. We'll run with it, I guess. But yeah, and I'll give a bit more backstory about how I got into Sonic stuff and all that, I guess. You know, a little bit more personal, I guess. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and enjoy the drawings. So this is where we first kind of hit into the first technical difficulty, which is I lost the majority of the coloring for the OC, but at the time I was okay with it because I was like, well, there's so much to do anyway, like it doesn't matter, I'll deal with it, it's fine, like nothing to cry over, right? But later on there's a few more technical difficulties that really kind of like really got to me, and it was devastating. But fortunately you can't change what happened. Unfortunately, things happen when it comes to technical stuff. It just happens. The file sometimes is too big, or it gets corrupted somehow, and you can't really do much about it. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about how, you know, I got into the Sonic universe, I guess, or the franchise. So I grew up in the early 2000s, so Sonic was kind of big around that time with the Sonic X and, you know, Sega games and PlayStation games that came out eventually, you know. And so obviously, naturally, being in a house full of boys, Sonic was like the best thing ever at the time. And so obviously I liked the cartoons that we watched for it, like Sonic Underground and everything, and all that jazz. And because YouTube was a big thing, like things like fan animations or comic dubs were big, and like the AMVs and stuff like that, so I kind of was like really deep into like, I guess, the franchise, I guess. But I guess like also with family stuff as well, like my cousins were into it as well, so they all kind of like had fun. And you know, I have my second oldest cousin who is like pretty into like drawing and all that as well. He's now doing animation stuff, which is cool. And you know, mad props to people who animate, because I don't have the patience for that. So, you know, but to say the least, like I would say that it was a big encouragement knowing that my cousin was drawing Sonic characters as well, and you know, that only motivated me more to draw. Because it was like the first time that I actually had something to talk to about with my cousins, because most of the time, being the only girl, everyone's doing their own little thing. So, you know, it was a lot of fun to talk to someone about something that I really enjoyed. And obviously I started really getting like deep into the art style, and so I developed, you know, almost a replication of Sonic characters, I guess, and I am proud of it. I've learned to be proud of it now. Back in the day I was kind of embarrassed about it, because, you know, how everyone says it's like, oh, that's introduction to fairies or whatever. Like, I've never drawn fairies in my life, but I guess yeah, they're not wrong, but I don't see anything wrong with that, I guess. But you know, I enjoy the art style. I think it's fun. It's somewhat easy. It's a good way to learn the basics of like seeing shapes and stuff. I'm not like, from what you can see on here, like there's a lot of shapes in there and like guidelines that I use, which is, I guess, the fundamentals of like when you draw, just to be able to see those shapes. So I don't know, I recommend probably studying the Sonic art style if you want to learn about like how to find shapes and characters and stuff. It's very easy. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Now, this isn't the big part yet that had me having a breakdown, so do continue watching this. Enjoy it. This is the line art portion, and I think later on is a little bit more of the color palette blocking for Shadow's character, so enjoy that. Okay, so this is where I basically wanted to just end everything, because what had happened, I had been working on it for maybe 8 hours straight, doing all of the blocking, and then I started working on a background, and then the lighting, and then the shading, and then the special effects and all that. And it didn't process, and the file got corrupted, and I lost that video. 8 hours condensed into a time lapse. It was gone. I couldn't get it back. I was devastated. I was having like a breakdown. I was so upset, and I remember I was crying to my brother, asking him if there was anything. Like, I was begging him, like, can you fix it? Can you get me back my file? And unfortunately, there was nothing we could do. It was gone. And I remember I was pretty depressed for like maybe 2 days, I think, 2 to 3 days. I was just really gutted by it. I cannot express how much this actually like hurt me, and I was kind of like really beaten down by it. But I eventually decided that, you know what, we're going to go on with it. We're going to create the video. We are going to get it out there, because I am very proud of this work that you will see very shortly, and I hope you like it. I've posted on my social medias, so yeah, check it out, give it some love. Also, it will boost up my ego a little bit. My pride was definitely destroyed, but here it is. Hope you like it, and that's the video. Feel free to look at the description, look at my socials, and like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know, do what you want. But yeah,